States of America, which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. And approval of the agenda.
No, I was here at the last
Yep.
meeting. Yeah, so I did watch it, but I didn't take notes for the whole meeting, so.
Yeah. Okay, motion's been made. We have a second. Motion's made and seconded. Tom seconded that. All in favor? And public forum? Anything from the public? Okay. Approve the minutes of February 24th.
Those are the ones you were asking from Dan.
Yep, that's why I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
Just in case Jason's asking.
It's good to me. Motion to approve.
Okay, motion's been made. We have a second.
Second.
And a second. All in favor? And the minutes of
One
March,
abstention.
oh, one abstention, yeah,
Got it.
and March 10th,
So move.
yeah. That's right, there were three of us here, yeah. You have a second?
Yeah,
Yep.
Tom seconded.
Oh, all right, all in favor? You didn't hear him.
2 abstentions.
Got it.
Yeah, two abstentions on that one. Committee and board reports, anything?
Just that they did the first read of the, I might as well say something,
Yep.
they did the first read of the RSU 21 budget at the last meeting while we were here.
Yep.
It's going to all the departments now for review. The first reading was the superintendent's budget. It's gone to them and then it'll come back, and maybe Keith will report a little bit on this, but it looks like it's for Arundel, it's about a 7% increase as it stands right now.
And the big finance meeting starts tomorrow morning at 8:30. And I'm going to call Chip when I get home and see if he can attend because I'm not going to be able to. And managers report.
Yeah, just to, we, yearly, we get these, requests for, MS Great Maine getaway bike tour that they have. They do, 4 different distances, 25, 50, 62, and 100. And, some of those come through Arundel on a periodic basis on those days, August 2nd and 3rd. And so I just wanted to give you the information. This is something that's been happening yearly for many, many years. Right now, I guess they're using the ML Day School as a staging area. If you recall, they used to put several porta potties in the parking area next to the fire station during this event. And I'm not quite sure if they stop here and use these bathroom facilities or not. I don't believe they do. So unless I hear strong objections to, I'll go ahead and send them the okay on behalf of the town. Next for me is I just wanted to let you know that I did go to the planning board public hearing on the 18th. There was absolutely no objections or discussions relative to our request to change the the R1 zone for 50% lot coverage for municipal owned property. So I think it's up to us at this point whether we want to move that through a special town meeting process, or do we think that we're close enough to the annual town meeting to sort of delay and put it on as one package. The other thing that we were working on, and this is a good time to bring it up, is that we were looking at changing the petition process for street design and construction to make it more of a citizens process. I do know that we've heard from people that live on the Oak Ridge Terrace subdivision. I think they're going to come forward with a request to petition the town for a consideration for their roads, which also would include Laurel Lane out to Skilling's. And then I've heard Leah has been working with Mr. Thomas's attorney to try to resurrect his request for some efforts down off of Clearview. So, excuse me. So that may be coming too. So, not sure what you folks want to do in terms of moving those requests forward, or should we wait? Not sure how you want to handle it. It's something we should discuss, I'm sure.
Comments? Tom?
Okay. 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 So that would mean that we'd put together a special town meeting warrant for one ordinance revision at this point and have it at one of our meetings prior to our business meeting starting. Okay. I don't hear any objections to that.
How close are we on the petition, the other one?
I mean, we're close, but I'm not quite sure how you want to handle that. I mean, I'll do whatever the board wants to do, but you're going to have folks that are reading the ordinance now and are following the petition process that appears there. If we're going to go ahead and make a change in that and make it the citizen petition process, then I know that these folks want to try to get their stuff onto the next annual town meeting warrant. I'm thinking of that warrant's got to be done by the end of April. So we're going to have another month. Do we want to wait until then or put that on as a special? If you decide to put it on as special, I'm going to reach out to both of those people to make sure that they understand that
Right.
this may change.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, we're gonna have a special town meeting, we might as well grab what we can. But I don't have any objection either way, but
Comments? Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, well, then we'll put both on for a special town meeting. Okay.
I mean, it's something we've been talking about for quite a while.
Oh, it
I
has
mean,
been.
this isn't new, this
Right.
isn't, so. yeah.
Right, we've gone through some discussion here, and we've gone through the public hearing process for the ordinance revision. And this would be another change, which this is in the street design and construction ordinance, so it didn't have to go to planning board approval. Just has to go through your process, so. And then the town meeting will be open, so people can come in and discuss it with us. Okay. Well, that's a good question, Phil. I think what we'd be doing here is that we would require them to get the necessary signatures. Would be over 250. I think it's somewhere in that neighborhood. I'd have to double check it. And they would have to actually go out and get those signatures in order to make it go on the warrant. So,
That's for the new process.
right, and if you
Right.
pass the ordinance at a special town meeting, say we hold it,
Right.
then
But
they're
if-
gonna be under the new process.
But if they come in before we have our special town meeting and they do their application or whatever, then they're covered. They don't have to wait.
Technically, you're absolutely correct.
Right. And that's just a process of, that's a heck of a lot easier process for them to do that.
Right, they'd have to just petition us through, I think the last time we attempted it that way is that we required the petition be circulated among the folks that were going to be impacted by the change, which were the neighbors around that roadway. So it would be Laurel Lane, it would be Oak Ridge. If it impacted Mr. Thomas, it would be the properties around his as well, and then come forward with those petitioners signing. And then I think that meets the spirit of the ordinance, as I understand it at this point. And our change would just provide it under a citizen's petition where they could get them anywhere and anybody if somebody wanted to petition a road.
I think to Phil's point, if we go ahead and move and you let them know, we're not stopping them from moving forward, and it's a much easier process to current than it is so they have time to go and get that going before we would have a special town meeting possibly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I will let them all know that we're contemplating it, so if there are any thoughts on it, they can come in and speak to the board. And finally, I did attend the most recent Neighborhood Housing Trust meeting, which is, as you know, between Port, Kennebunk, and Arundel. Again, we're still waiting to see if we can find somebody to fill that spot for us on that board. I will continue to attend those meetings until that happens. One of the things I found that was interesting, and something I shared with our Arundel Conservation Trust, is that the Neighborhood Trust is now trying to work with the various conservation trusts within their either Kennebunk Port. And then if there is land that is going to be going into conservation trust, if that property abuts, in their case, they were talking about abuts water and sewer, then there may be a way to carve out a certain amount for housing and leave the rest for conservation. The conservation trust folks felt that was probably a good alternative for that process. So again, the trust is trying to coordinate the construction of affordable housing for folks in the area. And this is just another way of them thinking that this may be a good alternative for both entities, both conservation as well as neighborhood trust, to get housing installed. So something to think about. It may, and they were going to start reaching out to private landowners. So if a private landowner comes and wants to put their property in conservation trust, there may be an avenue there to also maybe mirror a little housing around that as well. So, which obviously is needed for us in the area. So that was the largest topic that I took from that discussion that evening, that morning. The rest was more financial and fundraising that they had going on in the area. So.
Bill, I got just a quick question.
Yep, go ahead.
Keith, going back to the petition thing, what does the Thomas property have to do with this? You mentioned the Thomas.
Well, I don't know if I haven't seen the details yet, but I'm not quite sure if it will or will not.
Okay.
That's why I mentioned it. I mean, if you recall, he wants to relocate a portion of the road, eliminate the cul-de-sac, and put the road in a different location. Now, does that rise to petitioning the town? Perhaps not, because it's an existing road that we already maintain. So, not quite sure if
Okay.
it will, but I know that Leah has been talking to Mr. Thomas's attorney, so I'm sure that they're going to be coming forward with some material for you to consider.
Okay. Moving on to the RFP for architectural engineering services. And how many of these did you send out?
I sent out 5 different services. We got 1 back.
Oh, that's heavy.
5.
Oh, they didn't want that open, did they? There. There's the envelope. Oh, they must have sent one for everybody.
Yep.
Okay. One for me, and they have extra ones. Yep.
Well,
There we go. They sent plenty. Where do we start?
well, I think you take a few minutes and just
Yep.
review the document, then we can talk about it a little bit if you'd like.
Important part starts on page 61.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, they did the police station addition, came up for it.
So kick them off. So it looks like their proposal has them submitting to us their presentation on the July. If you look on page 63, they've got a timeline. It's pretty good. Tom, we're all set with, we don't. Whoever we pick, we're all set to move forward, right? We don't have to go to any more. I mean, we do later on, but in order to pick these folks, we can make that decision tonight and move forward with them, right? We don't have to have any more town meetings or anything like that, right? Yeah. Just when the time comes to build it and spend those TIF funds.
Yeah, it appears that the total estimated fee for the project is just under 38,265 is what they're proposing, so
What page is that?
that's on page 15.
Oh, no, one, like,
They break down different analysis, part of the process and what the total cost would be. Again, as you all said, I mean, Port City was the company that worked with us very hand in hand with our municipal building project. They worked quite well with us, and I think we, to a certain extent, using the same format we did with them when we chose them, was the fact that we did a lot of the initial groundwork, and then we provided that material to them. They fine-tuned that based on some of our thoughts and sort of captured what we wanted to do, came back with a design that we could look at, as well as they also provided us an exterior design as to what the building may look like based on our discussion. So, again, they were very, very good to work with, very approachable, and I never felt through the whole process that we were being pushed in any direction other than what the board wanted, what the committee wanted to have done. So,
now who does the actual construction? Do they have the people there for the construction?
No, that would,
We've got to go out to,
right. Construction work, I think they have the engineering in here too as part of this project, so. Yeah, and then they would put together the construction documents that would be then submitted for companies to bid on based on what we decide, and then we'd get those companies to work with architects and or us to get that project off.
didn't we have a discussion that we thought this was gonna cost around 40 grand?
I don't recall if we had that discussion or not. Are you trying to give me credit for it?
No, well, I thought that when we talked about this, somewhere, I remember a $40,000 figure.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't recall that.
but anyways, it's,
So I think, once you've had a look at this, and I did, and I'm happy that Dave's here tonight, but I did send a quick email out to all the other building committee folks in the attempt that they could make it just for the opening of these, but obviously we're gonna want to get together and review this document with the committee folks. You've seen it's the only one. I mean, obviously you guys can make an approval this evening. And then we can share it with them and go over the approaches with those folks, and then get Port City down here to talk with us, with all of us.
I'm okay with approving this. I mean, it's certainly our decision, so it's.
Make a motion to accept Port City as an architecture firm moving forward.
oh, yeah. That will be mentioned at the meeting when we have a meeting with them. David, you're looking serious over there. I said, you're looking very serious over there.
I'll second the motion.
No. Okay, motion's been made and seconded to go with Port City Architects for our engineering and everything on our project. Any discussion? Any more discussion? No more discussion. All in favor? Yeah. All in favor, that's it. Yeah.
Have to set up we'll just have to set up our next meeting with the building committee. And share this information with them and generally we try to have those on Wednesdays or Thursdays, and we're tied up this Wednesday with budget, so I'll throw out some dates and see where he takes us.
You want an extra one so that some of the members of the committee
Absolutely.
can look that over? Okay, how about our memorandum of understanding?
Yeah, finally, as you know, there were some modifications that were made to it at your last business meeting to try to embellish all aspects of the recreation department that utilize the ML Day School for recreation programming, before and after care for the kids. And again, this is our attempt to try to put in writing the relationship that's been long-standing between the school, when it was the Arundel School Department, as well as the town of Arundel, in relationship to the rec department having a office space, storage, and a use of the facility for recreation programming. I think it's really, trying to nail down some sort of historical perspective that we've all have understood that has existed without a written document. But as we all leave, or there are new folks that come onto the school board that don't understand the historical relationship that both the school has had with the rec department and the town, that we felt that it was important to put together a memorandum, have you folks approve it and sign it, and then I would take the liberty of making sure that it gets to the school for discussion by the school board and hopefully signatures by them to sign it off.
Comment?
And thanks, Tom, for
Yeah.
straightening that out.
Well, I make a motion that we approve and sign this MOU.
Okay, motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second by Phil. All in favor? There you are.
All right, I have a copy here, and I just have you folks, I'll just send down. Okay, I will make sure that I do.
Yeah, we want it clear.
Oh, they have hyphenated my last name. There's no hyphenated.
Oh, okay. Is that all right, though?
Yeah. See what the school board says. Okay, and the payable warrant. Motion's been made. Do we have a second? That was Jason. Second by Phil. All in favor?
If these need to stay within us, right? I mean, they can have them, but they shouldn't be, they shouldn't go out to other people, whatever, to.
No, I left him my copy in case
No,
somebody.
I know.
When you describe other people, what do you?
Well,
refer
no, I
to?
mean,
I wouldn't be giving them to the public at this point.
Right, I don't, want
Yeah, they're
when
part
you
of the
sit down
committee.
with the
So
Biddeford folks going, hey, look, this is what we're doing, and I just want to make sure that it stays, you never know.
it's a public document,
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah. I have a question. David, do you remember when Mark Laprelle was on the budget, was on the select board?
Years.
Well, any idea? He was on here, what, oh, I thought it was at least two. Okay. All right, because he passed away last week. Yeah. 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 All right, anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is our HVAC vendor?
Our vendor is, would ask me that. It's not the company that installed it. It's, Thayer Corporation. They're doing our maintenance of our facility.
So
They're not the ones that installed it.
I don't.
What do you want me to have them come in and take a look at this
Yeah,
noise?
we've been talking about this since this building has been built and
Yeah.
nothing's ever got done about it. And I think somebody should look at it. We should have somebody here to come take a look at it. Do we need to put bigger vents so it's not so noisy? I don't know, but to me, somebody needs to look at it to try to see if we can quiet this down a little bit because the public has a hard time hearing. Not just the public, I have a hard time hearing. And if there's nothing that can be done and we have these vendors look at it, so be it, but we've done nothing about it since this building has been built. And I think we should.
He has his notes. Anything else? Anything at all? Motion to adjourn. Do we have a second? You guys sit there and look at each other. Do we have a second? Phil seconded. All in favor?
7:30.
Thank you.